what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Locker Room Sports Talk. Glad y'all come by and hang out with me here on a nice, cool Thursday evening. We're going to talk about a void that's been left at Alabama. What can you really do about it? Probably nothing, but we can break it down and give some examples of what's going on, what the media likes to talk about. And I'm not just your regular media because I'm not just everything is terrible. The glass is half empty. That's just a bad mindset. And it's just a clicking points for a lot of media, and I'm just not that way. So thank you guys for coming by and hanging out with me here for a few minutes. Got a lot of portal news to talk about. So first, let's get into that. Let me fix that light. Okay. So who we got in here? I'm waiting for Jeff and all them to jump in. And so the thing is here, with such a large void that was left when one of the greatest college coaches of all time leave, you can expect it to be such a large balloon effect that when it goes away, there's going to be a large void left, right? I mean, you saw something as a college football fan, especially as an Alabama fan, that's not – I mean, it hadn't really ever happened before, except maybe there when Bear was there and he won 6. And now you're seeing it again all these years later. So – it built to such a high level. So now when anybody, whoever it was going to take the job over, it's kind of like, you know, if you got only one child and it's a daughter, or probably any girls, if you had 10 girls, it probably wouldn't matter. But no guy is ever going to be good enough to date your daughter. That's just kind of the way it is, right? I mean, anybody out there, hey, raise your hand, hit the comments over here and say, yep, I understand. If you got a daughter, there's never going to be any guy going to be worthy of marrying your daughter. And eventually at some point, when they get a little older, you know, you may take a liking to some guy she dates a little bit later sometimes. And that's kind of what you have here. That kind of relationship that Alabama fans built up with Nick Saban over these years of seeing constant success. And then when that kind of he goes away and football changes, now fans expect the same results, winning national championships at least every other year, not understanding that how hard it is to win games, period, how hard it is to win 8 or 10 games, much less to win a national championship. And you're asking to win one every year. Every year we're just supposed to win it, or at least every other year. It's not practical. So you're holding that old idea of how when Saban was there and what he created in this large balloon effect, it built up so big that now when it's gone away, it's just kind of put in a whole identity of, well, we're still supposed to win them, Zach. Alabama's supposed to win it every year. By God, that's just how it is. And if it ain't that way, then fire everybody. You can't just fire everybody all the time. Roll Tide, Jeremy. Good to see you. Zach, what's up? So I did a video on this a couple of weeks ago, and I'll make it real short and sweet, and we'll get to some portal talk and stuff and whatever y'all want to talk about and bring up some good topics here in the comments, and we'll go over anything, whatever y'all want to talk about football related. If you keep complaining and just keep being fair weather fans, bandwagon fans, you're going to turn Alabama into Nebraska. Nebraska is one of the largest. They still sell out their games. Still. In my younger days, they were the large, big, huge brand of football. And then later on, late 90s in those areas, well, even in the early 90s, Miami was the team to beat. I remember seeing Bama beat Miami, and nobody thought they could beat them. And that Gene Stallings kind of set Bama back on the map for that 92 season. And then it was, like 20 years later, 15, 20 years goes by before Saban comes. And he goes on this tear because of how football had changed at the time he come in. He took advantage of those things, and he was able to have depth. You don't have depth anymore, people. There's not depth in football anymore. The depth that you're going to have is going to be some guy from North Texas, or you may have a kicker from Marshall, or you may have a guy from small schools. We had some walk-ons from JSU. You're going to have those kind of guys. They got a guy from Washington, which Washington's not a bad program, but it's just how it is. So it had been so bad for those time period for Alabama. Saban come in, and even when he had, by his second season, he hadn't won as many games as DeBoer has now. And we got beat by Utah that year. And I remember we had a big lineman, Andre Smith, big talk, huge talk, best guy. And that was the first time I really remember, if y'all think about it, the first time you really ever remember somebody opting out of a bowl. Opting out. Yeah. It was a big deal. People were really PO'd at him. He didn't play the bowl game. He wanted to get ready and go to the draft. He didn't want to take a chance to get hurt, blah, blah, blah. I didn't like it. Nobody liked it. That thing had started to creep in then, but it wasn't as wild. And now you have a whole new coach and you have a whole new thing. So you have to expect with new coaches and new era and new things going on, things are going to be different. So the void that was blown up, this huge balloon and all the super success, that's not going to happen again. Don't say Cignetti. I seen something yesterday. Cignetti, is he good as Kirby? Kirby won national championships back to back, and he's got a whole drawer full of rings as an assistant over at Bama. No, it's not the same. Stop saying that Cignetti. Don't even ask that question. He ain't even won one yet. And even if he does, so what? He still has tons to prove. Kirby and them played, they were like 24-0 at one time. They were 33-0 at home. They didn't lose a home game for years. 33 home. They don't play 10 home games a year. How many home games they play a year? Five or six? 33-0. And you're telling me that could Cignetti be as good a coach as Kirby? Shut up. Stop looking for somebody to click on your post and just click on there and type in you're stupid. Because that's crazy talk. It's not even close. He's not even close. So just be a fan of the team and have to understand, stop holding the bore and how football is now to what Nick did 10 years ago, 6 years ago now since they won one. So you just have to move on. When you break up with a girl, guys, I mean, y'all must have had trouble in relationships, something you just could not move on. You had to be those kind of people. And what really pissed me off, old players that played like back for Saban, especially early, these guys they have a YouTube channel, very well-known YouTube channel, and they're constantly talking about this. This was the talking point. Well, what they need to do, they need to get down there and develop the players and get some guys in there and bring them up and develop them. And then the next thing they say, well, what we need to do, he needs to be out there in that portal picking up these 24-year-olds and doing like Cignetti did and getting these older guys. That's what he needs to do. Well, that you're talking out of both sides of your butt cheeks. And all you're doing is just smashing them together, and you know what comes out of it. That's what's coming out of these people. These people played at Alabama, and they're saying you need to bring up and coach up young development, coach up these young players, develop them. And then right after that, he says we need to go to the portal and get old guys. Well, actually, you know what, dummy? You do both. You keep your money to retain the guys you have. Then you work your high school stuff. You have good recruiting classes, and then you do the portal. That's how it's done. And that's exactly what they're doing. So stop being bad freaking – these guys played it, and they just constantly, blah, 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 blah. They're terrible. They sell all you. I mean, you get on these podcasts, and these people played at Alabama, and there's no support for the university. They're talking about the coach. Well, when Nick was there, he's not there no more, fool. Shut up. Shut up and move on. They had to have terrible, terrible relationships in high school. I bet they still think about their first girlfriend from freaking third grade because they can't shut up and move on. Old players sitting there blagging their mouth down in the school, talking down to the coaches, talking down about the coaches because it's never the players' fault. Have you noticed that? These old players, they ain't got enough guts to get in there and really say what's real. That some of these players may just be freaking lazy and they ain't showing up and they dragging their tail around and the coaches are getting them on them and they're not being coachable. Have you thought about that? Ex-players blabbing about this stuff. If you know so much, and you're so down on that team, number one, stop watching them. Throw away your degree on the wall that you got from them. Don't talk about them no more. Don't go to the games. Don't buy a hat, and just stop talking about it and stop watching it. If it's that bad, they make it like this product is terrible. They won 11 games, and these players on these podcasts, Alabama players, blab, blab, just selling them all down the river like it's a terrible thing. They won 11 games. Well, they should have won it. How many games, honestly, do you think Saban would have won this year with this team? Let's be honest. Would he have done better? I don't think he would have. He may have. I'll go with this. I'll say this: they may have showed up better in the Florida State game. Nick probably would have been able to get in their heads enough in the offseason to not let them come out there flat like they did against Florida State. But other than that, I mean, what games? He couldn't beat Oklahoma. He's like 1-3 versus Oklahoma. I think the last time they lost the last 2 times I know. Remember the bowl game when Derrick Henry went off and had a great game that night, and we lost. So fans, be fans, and ex-players, support your freaking school. Man, I'm a graduate of JSU, and when they're going through those bad stuff, I'm not over there just drowned in the coaches. Like, it's never a player's fault. The players do no wrong. They're leaving because they're not getting developed. Well, if all these players are just running out because it's bad coaching, then why right now, let me hit this list for you. We're going to talk about some portal news. Why is Hubbard staying? Why is Yunzi Pierre staying? Why is Saab staying? Why are all these guys coming back on defense? This defense is going to be good. Some new portal names added that you can see some new faces at Alabama. They got another running back today, but the coaches are terrible. I don't know how they get any players. What kind of foolish BS crap? Miss me on the bull, man. Just stop. You sound like an idiot. They need to develop young players, what they need to be doing. No, they need to be getting older players and getting men in there to play positions. They're doing both. They just had the top recruiting class in the freaking country, nearly 3rd on one side and 2 on another, or, whichever one you look at. If they're that bad, then why are all these kids coming? Shut up, man. God, it sounds so stupid. They sound so ignorant up there. Well, when Saban was down there, I tell you what they're doing. Shut up. He's not there. He's not coaching. If that's what you want to live in, this new era of football and how it's changed and what's different about the game now, it's different. You can't have 5-star depth anymore. That's why he could win. He had some of the greatest staffs in the world. Man, why are you sure about that? Because they're all in the playoffs right now. He had like 6 or 7 coaches in the playoffs. All these guys now, they're all tied with Saban. Come on, man. Those guys coached there. He had great staffs because Nick had a good eye for talent. And once the ball got rolling, he didn't have to do much. They just kept coming in. Just like they do over high school football relationship. I'll relate you to this like Piedmont. Once Steve got over and won a little bit, they just come to Piedmont. They come on to Piedmont. When Benefield left up Plainview and went to 5, after a couple of years, he started winning. Benefield's went like years losing like 1 game. Because once you start winning, things just start happening. Kids are going to come because they want to come win. That's what happened. Didn't even have to recruit them that hard. He had good players. He had depth. Saban had depth, and he had the greatest staff. There he is. He had some of the greatest staffs there were in football anywhere. That's why he won. You can't do that now because the guys don't want to come back because they have to hear ignorant shit from you, freaking old players and deep wagon fans. Well, it ain't the Saban way. Yeah, no shit, he ain't there. Well, I bet you when Bear was here, they wouldn't. Yeah, I know, because Bear used to run them out there till he killed them. He took them out to Texas and nearly killed that bunch from out there. You can't – it's different. Stop telling one guy to keep this standard of football. The standard Alabama was there before Saban was born. It's called winning. It's called being a team. It's called sticking together. Auburn is supposed to be doing that. Tennessee, Georgia, it's called winning, being good teammates, showing up to practice every day and working hard, not worried about who you're playing, your opponent, but playing yourself every play to be a little bit better every time. That's what Auburn wants to accomplish. That's what Golish wants to do. It's called football. Bama won before Bear come. Coach Red won their first one in the 20s. It's not new. Well, the standard says this. It's just called football. Well, Nick didn't. Well, Nick's standards don't work no more because the standards he's talking about is the same thing all the coaches do. And why did Bama start falling off? Same reason Indiana will eventually start to fall off, because their coaches get poached. They see winning programs. Hey, see if we can get their assistant ball boy, the one that runs the balls on the field. They'll try to get everybody that's in touch with that program. And this will be cool for a while. But when they start snagging their coaches and you start getting in more and more players that's not bought into what those young men that come from James Madison that's been playing together for 10 years, they're going to be from different places. And you got to try to hold all that together. And Nick did a great job for 15 years doing that, to dominate college football. But at some point it started to change. Because if old big boy were going to roll out the second team defense, it was never any letdown. Well, it is now, because all them depth guys are saying, like Dewberry, I don't want to play at Alabama this year. I'm going to go start at I don't want to back up Montgomery, or I don't want to back up Michael Carroll. I'm going to go start at A&M. That's the way it is. You got to quit putting the new coach and try to put him in an old bottle. Old Coke is great. It was great. We remember going and getting the bottles and putting the quarter in the machine and popping the top off and putting the peanuts in there and drinking from a glass bottle. I grew up in it. I love that. But new Coke come, and now you drink it, which I don't. I'm just making an example. It's what's new. If you don't like it, which I don't like Coke, I quit drinking it. So I'm not going to stand around here with the darn Coke. God, this new Coke's terrible. Right, it's new Coke, guys. If y'all had, it's just terrible. Another new Coke. God, this new Coke is. Don't watch the games. Stop buying their hats. Don't go to the games. Ex-players, get off the podcast. Stop making money off the backs of these players there because you're talking about them. Well, when I played there, when Nick was there, by God, he didn't let. Well, it's not there. It's different now. Move on. You're ruining the brand. Your mouth is ruining the brand. That's Bama had to go on a 15-year stint. That's why when Nick come in, even when he lost at Utah, it wasn't the end of the world. But see, y'all are used to coming out from these national championships every year. So if it ain't national championship, then it's not good enough. So what's going to have to happen now for all you fools, it's going to take another 5 or 6 years of Bama, I guess. Just we're going to go back to the Bows, and I remember Coach Price and all them, Coach Curry. Is that what we need to go back to? We need to go back to 6, 7, 8 win seasons and just be mid. Just be the regular old middle team that just lays around in the middle of the conference, and it's bad for 5, 6, 7 years. And then when another coach comes, because you run him off because you can't shut up, then he comes in and starts winning some. Well, he was the answer. No, it's just after a matter of time, things will start to change and rebound because some of these fans will stop forgetting. And once you start winning 8 or 9 games, it's an improvement. If Auburn wins 9 games next year, they'll throw a party. They may roll the whole county down there at Auburn. They may roll every tree between there and 30 miles up the road to the interstate. They may roll everything if they win 9 games with Golish. Because they've won 10 games in 2 seasons. And you old hair-lip freaks are talking about it ain't good enough for Bama. He lost 4. And Saban wouldn't have lost them. They won 11 games. They went to the playoffs. It was an improvement from last year. These people are freaking insane, man. What are we doing, Zach? Yeah, Golish will be the dang governor. Let Auburn win 9, 10 games. They will set the place on fire down there. I had heard one thing about that, Zach. So that's the Bama void. Big balloon swells up, a lot of success. Pow. when it pops, there's a hole left there. Just get in there and support the team. Ex-players, shut up. Saying two different things out of both sides of your butt cheek, squeezing them together, and you know what comes out of them. Just stop. So, yeah, Mike Tomlin was let go. I like him, man. I mean, I like him a lot. I've watched podcasts with him and just how he talks and carries himself. He's a football dude. He's a family guy. I like him. That'd be great. But I don't know if he wants to come coach a position. I guess he would coach offense. I wouldn't be against it at all. I don't know if he'd want to come coach a position though. He'd probably want to come be a head coach somewhere. And just say if something happened and he was to take over at Bama, if Tomlin took over, I wouldn't have no complaints. I'm just saying. Let's see. Peanut Gallery, good to see all you guys in here. Make sure y'all do just one thing for me, and already know what it is. We appreciate y'all and love all you guys so much. Hit that thumbs up button over there. Subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. That's all I need. Just if you just thumbs up the video, that would be fantastic. Let's see here. Yeah, I saw that. I hadn't talked to him yet. I'll probably text him probably today or maybe tomorrow. He would be I like Coach Jackson. I made him through when he's coaching Anniston. Good Christian guy. Really talks a lot about – we talked a lot about Bible stuff. I mean, just, being around goods and being a good example to the kids. And I think Minor's getting a great coach. I like Coach Jackson. Oh. Well, I talked about Coach Morgan. Well, he's not. Well, he is. Morgan is he graduated from Michigan. I think he was a All-American freshman there, maybe his first year. Mr. Morgan played all the positions at line, center, guard, tackles, played them all there. His 4 years in Michigan, went on and took a job around Wall Street, learned about money, business, and finance. His degree is in like athletic director type stuff. He's a smart guy, super smart guy, grew up out in L.A., very witty. The kids seemed to really like him. They were selling him down the river. That same show, and if I say it, it'll tag it, and they may get some – I don't care if they know. I can give two freaking rips less about it. I'll take on anybody on a podcast. I'll send a link to anybody who wants to battle me right here. I ain't scared of nobody. I just don't want to say the name of the podcast because then it'll tag it, and then they may get some glamour out of it. It's hard to watch it, man. In this podcast, they cover Alabama specifically. And they have old players on there. If y'all watch a bunch of podcasts, you know which one I'm talking about. And I've commented on there before, like last year, and they're like, well, he's played. I don't give a flying crap what he's done. His opinion on something that he's involved as much in Alabama as I am. He ain't down there. I ain't neither. He ain't coaching. I ain't neither. I'm not down in the locker rooms talking to the players. He ain't neither. All he knows is what he sees. And they're drowning Courtney Morgan yesterday. Is it all Morgan's fault? People's blaming on him. Yeah. He can't recruit them. Can't get them in there. Go look at his list, you freaking Peckerwoods. Go look at the list of players he's brought in and look at the class they just recruited. Shut up, dude. They cry. Well, win national championship, we should fire the coach. Then you go coach it then. Go get it. Go get your clipboard, get your headphone, drag your sorry tail out there and shut up and go coach it and do it. Walk it like you talk it. You talking it and you can't walk it. If you could, then you would have did. But you ain't because you can't. So move on. No, not them two. That's the one with the date. They tell truth. They tell truth on that one. I like Trent, and AJ says exactly the same stuff I do. He's like, they're just soft. They don't want to play hard. You got some guys in there. Some of them's not being coached up good. Probably so. That's possible. And you also got some guys out there that don't want to be coached up. No. This is a podcast of play. One of the Alabama players is always on there all the time. Usually have 3 or 4. Sometimes there's 4 or 5 of their players on there at once. And it's not all the other ones. It's just one specific one. And he played back in 12, 13, 14 time. I'll text it to you, Zach, tell you which one. They just constantly, it's just drowned Alabama, drowned in the coaches, drowned in the university, just constantly. Yeah, AJ took over the Birmingham Stallions, put together a good group, got Matt Corral as quarterback there. I don't know. Talking about AJ McCarron, took over head coach of the Stallions. And I keep up with AJ on podcast stuff and follow him on Twitter. I think he'll do good. Just my first reaction, just seeing how you ask without me thinking too much, I think he'll do good. He knows how to win. He knows you got to, be able to evaluate. It's not just evaluating talent. It's about evaluating the players that you need that fits your style of football, that fits your style. What's up, bro? Mr. Garcia. I think true the NIL is putting a damper on true talent as every kid cares about their ego more than anything now. Well, absolutely, sir. I cannot agree more. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Appreciate you coming by, man. Yes. Now, here's the thing with NIL, and I'm not saying you, Pablo, not at all. Just a good topic. I'll put it back. You made a good point. When you start paying kids for something that they ain't done yet, Pablo, I don't know how old you are, if you in your 40s or 50s like me, we'd go push mow yards around the neighborhood and get, $5, $10. I never got paid till I got done doing the work. That is a problem. It causes a lot of trouble. But now I want to take up for some guys. Us fat boys, linemen, we don't see this money. We don't see these $1 million contracts. Some do. Some of your top linemen, I think DeBerry got I think he got 1.2, 1.3 to go to A&M. See what I'm saying? I think he got pretty good payday. But most average, good, good linemen, they're $500,000, something like that. Maybe $750,000. But in them, probably their average is, $250K. When these receivers and stuff, quarterbacks making $4 million. And without us, $250,000 fat boys, quarterbacks ain't winning nothing. So everybody's not doing it for a bag. It's not. And I'm not saying that you say that. I'm just saying that on the other side of that, there's still Ty Simpson, for example. Miami offered him 6.5 to not go pro. He said he didn't want to be remembered as a bag chaser. He wanted to remember his footprints and handprints being there at Denny Chimes. That's a true. He's a true one. Wherever you're in school at, if you got a guy that's sticking around is going to stay, like Xavier Atkins at Auburn, he could go anywhere. He was their best defensive player, had a lot of tackles, had plenty of sacks. He could have left easily could have left. He was way better than Falk. Falk didn't even show up and play this year. Ain't going to miss him. He didn't even show up. He's wanting to drag his butt. But you got to admire him, Atkins, at Auburn for staying. He wanted to stay. He don't necessarily play for the coach. He plays for the university. He's sold out to play for our Auburn. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You can find you a good coach and that kind of stuff, but, man, it's not about that. You're supposed to be sold out to the university. You're there to get an education. And you really enjoy what that brand stands for, and you want to go do something and be a part of that, because being a part of, like Alabama, for example, when you put that on a resume and you type that resume up and send it in, it gets your foot in the door, man. And then when they start talking to you, oh, really? You played football? Yes, sir. Played at University of Alabama. Wow. He'll be office manager next month. See what I'm saying? But when you move around like Finley has, oh, you played a little football. Yeah, I played football a little bit. Oh, college, where'd you play at? LSU, Auburn, Western Kentucky, Temple, Incarnate Word, Tulane. What? Sound like you're a quitter. Sound like you don't have any discipline at all to stick it out and have any guts to stay somewhere. And when you get pressured, you just pick up your bag and run to another sandbox. That's how I'd see it. And I've hired people. So not everybody is in it for a bag. A lot of players are. But it's usually not even the players. It's the whoever's representing them. Mom, dad, uncle, grandparent, coach, some wannabe agent. So, yeah, you're right. Yes, Deontay Moore. Being good to see you, brother. Deontay Moore did make a good decision coming back. I wouldn't have had a problem for Ty coming back. They could put him offensive line together. He could have come back to Bama and run that system as good as anybody. He knew it. 1-year quarterbacks don't have a lot of success in college. It's just not how it really works. I mean, when you look at the 2010 Auburn team, me and a guy was talking about that the other day. Like Cam they did the same thing with Cam, like Siggs down at Indiana. Cam come from Florida and went to JUCO, won one, and he was older, senior guy. And they had 4 senior offensive linemen, and the junior they had almost as many snaps as some of the seniors, so they had a very experienced offensive line. And we was talking about that. I think that Auburn team had about 4 guys on defense go round 1 or 2. That was a good football team, man. So with Deontay coming back, being older and being more experienced, that's the point to what I'm saying. Those older or more experienced players, of course, are going to be better, man, because you played more. This Bama defense, all these guys that's come back, they've only got like 1 or 2 guys that has less than 500 snaps. They're going to have guys that there on the field's got 600-700 snaps on Bama. They're defensive guys from Hubbard and Sabb, Red Morgan, and all those guys are having coming back. It's just that linebacker spot is going to have about 100 snap guy, and then their wolf position guy is going to be kind of new too. But Pierre and all them, those guys got a lot of snaps. So, yeah, I think Moore needed to come back and get more snaps, especially the quarterback. Man, you're leading the team. You're running the team. Man. It all falls on you. Yeah, I think it's a very good decision to come back. Yeah, he has the loyalty, has no price bag. Yeah. Yeah, they're all still well, they're not kids now. Now they're men. If you're 18 years old, to me, you're grown. For example, you would be folks think people hadn't been trying to talk to Ryan Williams, but his loyalty as far as yeah, you're right. I'm there's no what I know he dropped some passes this year, led the conference, I think, and drops, didn't he, Pablo? I bet money people stowed him $3-4 million bags trying to get him to come. He just wants to play at Alabama. What's wrong with that? I'm telling you, me and Zach talked about this one day. All this is going on right now, guys. It's not going to last like this forever. People will settle down, give it another year or two, and it's going to change some. Contracts are going to wind up coming. If you watch Tuesday's show, you see Mr. Dexter Talbert from Dex Preps, go over on Twitter and find him. Dex Preps, DEXPREPS. He does recruiting for high school kids, and he broke down all the stuff you need to know and everything. Go back to Tuesday's show, and you can watch it. A lot of great information, a lot of good stuff. Contracts are going to have to be the next thing to keep this type of stuff from happening. From just poaching kids to tampering. How did Ty never entered the portal, so why they offered him? But here's something I read. But he's not a senior. It was like there's a rule that if you declare, so if you declare for the draft and you hadn't actually filled your paperwork, if you declare, you can get offered. But man, we were hearing before he declared, because he turned in his paperwork Friday, and we were hearing like Wednesday that Miami and Lane and LSU was offering him bags. It's tampering, because he could have come back. He's still, I mean, he's a graduate of, Alabama. He got his degree and graduated. It's tampering. And they ain't going to do nothing about it. Nothing. Yeah, I think so. Deontay need to come back, man. He need to come back and play another year. He needs more snaps. He does. So Mike Tomlin, yes, he stepped down from the Steelers being head coach. Wasn't let go, right? If the team wants him, they would have to ask the Steelers. Well, I'm sure they were. The way I understood it, it was mutual. They were going to fire him because of the losing season. I think they're crazy. I think Tomlin's a great coach. They just fired Harbaugh from Ravens. These are two of the best coaches in the NFL. It is. Besides, mustache Coach Reeves out there at Kansas City Chiefs for the mustache. He's the only one left, and they were terrible this year. It wouldn't surprise me if they fired him, probably. We're talking about Harbaugh's supposed to be interviewed at the Giants today. And yep, I've seen today that Ty, because Dante's staying, Ty could come out as a second QB. And by the board, the Raiders get the first pick, which will be Mendoza. And I don't think he's going to do that good. I'm just saying. I may be proved wrong. But Ty would come off second and go to the Jets, because the Jets have the second pick. I don't want to go to the Jets, man. Nobody want to go to the Jets. Contract should have been implemented from the jump. Yeah, they should have. Saban told them to. Why can simple old Joes like us understand that? But money. Because my opinion, Zach, which is about like belly buttons, everybody's got one. This is going to be a hot take. I think, and y'all can agree if you disagree. If you agree, hit a thumbs up. If you disagree, subscribe to the channel or follow me. The NCAA knows what's going on. That place is full of lawyers. They ain't won a case yet. They're like 0-7. Every time it goes to the Supreme Court, they get shut down. They ain't won a case. Why does it still go on? And average cornbread people like us get it. They know, and they don't care, because it keeps people talking about college football. I'll never forget this. And this is going to sound really corny, and y'all can laugh. And if you think it's funny, hit the thumbs up over there. You remember Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie? They had some silly little show. My wife watched it a little bit, and I'd catch it. I'd be in the living room or something. Just watch a little bit, see what's going on with it. She said something. I don't know why I remembered it. And maybe she's not the only person to ever say it, but this has been 25 years ago, 20 years ago. She said, somebody asked her, like, they were coming out of a restaurant, and this was kind of like a reality show with Nicole and Paris. And it's like, well, this is bad news coming out about you, And she said, all news is talk. All talk is putting my name out there, good or bad. So no matter what, good or bad, what's going on in college football, people are doing this, talking about football. We're on here right now talking about it. Podcasts are full of stuff everywhere you turn. NIL. NIL transfer portal. They ain't going to fix it because it brings talk to the sport. Did you know this? In the regular season stuff, I seen some numbers here last week. College football hit an all-time high in TV ratings. All-time high. Higher than it's been. I think they do it every 3-year cycle. So since the starting of 2023, year of 22 season ending in December of 22, beginning of 23, the numbers this year were higher than they were then. I'm just telling you, because people are talking about this portal stuff and NIL deals and money. And, well, I can't believe that quarterback went over there. Oh, my God, they offered Ty Simpson $6.5 million. Y'all hear about that? Oh, that's a podcast. So live here tonight, coming in Locker Room Sports, breaking news. Ty Simpson offered $6.5 million from Miami. Wow. He's decorated to declare for the draft. All SEC player, young man, stuck it out there. Wow, what a story. But do you know that if NFL, if he goes first round, 75th pick or better, he'll make approximately $8 to $10 million. A 50th pick will make about $12 to $15 million. So unless he goes under 75, he would have been foolish to come back to college because he'll make more money going pro and with benefits and that type of stuff too. Money that goes towards a fund, like a retirement. That's why, Zach, I think that's why Zach just asked, if we know that, then why do they not? The simple life, that's what it was. What's up? Let's see. Pablo said, we're announcing that to re-sign may as well come from contracts now. Yeah. Make it just like the pros, 2 or 4 years, and you don't get every dollar unless you fulfill, right? There should be more guaranteed money on the bonuses from different things, just like NFL at this point. College is semi. Yeah. It's just, it's not just college anymore. No, you're 100%. You're right. You're on the right page, Pablo. You're in the right. You subscribe to the right channel. You need to be here more. We all agree. And the thing is, me and Dexter talked about this. Dex Preps over on Twitter. What happens if you do that? Well, they're contract players, but the thing is what's hard with the contracts. They're still students, and they still have dates that they have to adhere to for like testing, especially during bowl games and that type of stuff. And they get it all worked out, but it could be worked out the right way. And also the portal. Why is the portal opening right here during the championship week? Spring practice starts in 50 days. So I would say keep the guys that you have now. Nobody could leave or nothing. And you go through the winter, and they have a thing now called in college Spring 2 classes, which don't start till Valentine's Day. I think we should open the portal then. You could have a portal class that Spring 2 start semester, which is about Valentine's Day. And what that does, it gives the teams that are in these playoffs and the championship team that's going to play Monday, Indiana, Miami, time to evaluate what they have, guys to be looking around at maybe where they would like to go if they don't want to stay. But it keeps attention to the portal and guys moving and not take away. Because, we should be talking about the game. We should be highlighting Miami and Indiana. What a great, game this is going to be. It's David and Goliath. And Miami's not the Goliath like you would think it would be, as we know college football as it was years ago. Indiana's just molly-whopping everybody. So, yeah, somehow contracts are going to have to – it's going to happen. To where you sign this, there's no portal for you. You can't portal out. And if you do portal out, you can, but if you do, and we pay you $3 million, you sign a 3-year deal, freshman, sophomore, junior, we pay you $3 million and we give you $1 million each year. And if you want to portal out your sophomore year and you didn't play your junior year, well, there's $1 million that we ain't paid you yet. and we're not going to pay it until the portal's closed, and we know you have to stay. I don't think freshmen should be able to portal. You go to a school, you sign up at the office, at the front clerk's office, you go to bursar, you get your financial aid paperwork signed, you sign the deal, you're there. You can't leave. Freshmen should not be able to leave. They've got to be teaching these young guys how to stay and stick around and stick with something to stop running off being freaking quitters. Now, if you have a medical something crazy, like remember Philip Sims, the guy that come from Virginia to Bama, one of the first running quarterbacks Saban ever got. I remember watching him come on, and I was like, oh, this is going to be different. His mom, something bad happened to her, and he had to transfer and go to Virginia. I get it. I dig it. That's acceptable. Or if your coach gets fired, then, yeah, it's free game. I can go along with that. Yeah. I wish he could have come back and played, man. I like watching him play. Heck of a player, man. Heck of a player. Yeah. 15 former NCAA players charged in allegation scheme to fix. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. That's hilarious. Nick Saban said move to transfer. Yes, exactly. I said it 3 years ago when they're doing this. It gives you more time to, when the spring's going to come and practice starts in March, then you could have, I like to have a portal in a time where you could get players before practice starts. That's what I'm saying. Now, Nick says it needs to open in May, and I'm surely not going to argue with that guy. He knows he could fall asleep and drool more information about football than I'll ever probably know. I think he likes it in May because he can work with his kids in the spring, and the ones you got is who you got, and you can see. Because right now, listen, guys, this is – some people don't know this, and that's fine. Not everybody does. Right now is the most important time in college football. Right in this next few weeks through the end of January and for all of February, and you're starting to build your team, and you're doing workouts, and you're talking to guys, and you're trying to fill a roster. And it's 105 this year now, guys. It's not 85. I think Bama's only got 80. I think Auburn had 76. So they can have 105 players now. So when you're seeing these guys getting walk-ons or 2 stars or 3, they're just trying to fill a roster out and have practice. Don't freak out because their top 30, is good players. You have a middle 30 that's these good 3-star, maybe a few 4 stars, but then that 1/3, these are some like no stars to 2 or 3-star guys. Because a third of about everybody's team has portaled out. Because the number by how many kids are in the portal, the average by how many kids there are playing football, a third of college football players is in the portal right now. And about a third, it's not exact, but it's even within 10. Ohio State, they got a bunch of dudes. I just went and looked at their list. I was surprised. Oregon has a bunch of guys coming out. And I'll tell you a list right here. Some of them, Bama's got a bunch of guys coming tomorrow when the portal closes tomorrow night at midnight. So you got to get in the portal right now. By midnight tomorrow, you can get in the portal. And it don't matter if it's closed. As long as you get in it, you can go somewhere. But what happens a lot of times, you get in there and you can't get out. There's a closed box and you're stuck in the portal. Nobody wants you because you thought, I'm going to go get that bag, man. Them dudes over there in Texas, they holding out. They're going to write me something big, man. And you get over there and they're like, well, we watched the tape, bro. How much was they paying you over there? That's paying me $520,000. They're like, we like you. We'll match that. Man, I'm looking for $800,000. No. Sorry, you're not getting $800,000. You're not. Sorry, you should have stayed. Well, I guess you just had to go back. See, you can't go to another team once that portal closes. I mean, you can go to another team once the portal closes as long as you're in. But if you're already on another team and the portal closes, you're done. That's it, bro. You just close it up and throw out all the bathwater. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up. What in the Sam? Oh, me, man, I'm sorry. 9 games and you keep your red shirt. That's we're gonna have 27-year-old college play. Damn, that's not helping. That I don't. Somebody help me out here. In case somebody didn't know, y'all can look it up. Red shirt rule changes. Used to, you could play 3 games and not lose your red shirt. Play 3 games, start 3. Play 3 games. Now 9, so you can play pretty much the whole season and not lose your red shirt. That will benefit some teams highly. Probably the last stand schools, like smaller schools like USFs or UCFs or East Carolina States, UTIPs. Trying to think of some good schools like those that North Dakota States. You know, it may help some of those type of schools. Lord mercy. Yes, 9 games now. Oh no, they couldn't. They quit. Zach, they couldn't. They wouldn't like what I had to say because it would be number one right off the bat. They ain't know you freshman. You're not transferring. No, just suck it up, man. Grow up, be a man. Drop your nuts and decide what you're gonna do in your life. Oops, I messed up. Well, deal with it. Just freaking deal with it and figure it out. This ain't the school I wanted to go to. Well, sorry. Well, I learned lessons in life. You're going to learn one now. You're 18. Well, you're just going to figure it out. You're going to have a good lesson to learn right now because guess who made a lot of mistakes when he was 18? Ding. I did too. You grow up and you learn from it and you move on. But I don't like to coach, man. I thought I'd shut up, go to class, go to freaking practice, work out. You get all kind of free clothes. You get free food. My God, man, y'all get everything handed to you already and you want more. Just shut up and enjoy your life and being young right now before you get old and get all kind of bills and kids and running in and out. And all you do is work all the time, come home, throw your work boots on the floor, throw your lunchbox in the kitchen. And I'd get up at 3 and go back and do it again and get home at 9, 10 o'clock. I wouldn't see my son all day sometimes for days. Just go see him in his bed at night. Enjoy being a kid in college. I freaking complain too much, man. These dudes is whack. Yeah, where you been at, old son? Yeah, you got to come back and hang out with us, bro. Well, I think players have always got paid. Yeah, I don't have the same vision as my position coach. Shut up, go to class. You're stupid. You're freaking 18. What do you know? You sign up for this school, it's where you're going to go. Freshmen ain't moving. Freshmen can't leave. That's my number one rule. I don't want to paint it as that broad, Bacon. I don't think players getting some money off their name, image, and likeness is not the problem. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be real micro. A macro view, what you're saying is true. But getting down microscopically, Jalen Milroe had an NIL deal with Beats. He built his name, his image, and likeness from being a quarterback at Alabama and making big plays and, doing his thing. Like Ryan Williams, the first year, coming on, making all these big splash plays. He gets on the cover of a game. He's got an NIL deal with Nike. Those things are not supposed to have anything to do with the university. The university can't call and say, hey, this is Courtney Morgan up here, GM at University of Alabama. Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah, man. Bryce Young, he was Dr. Pepper. Well, y'all had him. We want to get Aaron Austin Mack here, our new quarterback coming. Yeah. We want to put him on Dr. Pepper. Yeah. Okay, yeah, call me back. You can't do that. That's not how it works. You cannot say, come here and we'll give you, a $5 million NIL deal. You're supposed to get the players, and they come to get they get a scholarship, and they come to get an education, and then because they're there at a name of university, it can build their brand. Like Cam Coleman had an NIL, probably may still do. I don't know if he doesn't. He's had one with Popeye's chicken. But in his commercials and his stuff he had on Instagram, he can't have on any Auburn stuff. So I'm being real micro, Bacon. So that's not. I don't have a problem with a guy going and selling his image of what he's made. You have to build it. Nick Saban always talked about go build your brand. But the Alabama jersey and that brand that you wear, that scripted A, gives your foot in the door to a lot of places. Then you can get a chance to build your brand. You have to take that A off because you can't advertise that A because that's different. But you can advertise yourself that you're a player at said university. Cam's at Texas now. They got a huge Lambo car lot right across the other side of the interstate. Cam can go over there and cut a commercial with this big Lambo lot, and they'll probably lease him a car, and he'll drive Lambos. Just like Isaiah Bond did. They had Lambos, and they drove around the campus there. I don't know for 100%, but I don't think they could take them off. Go home in them. But they could drive them around there. Because it's advertised, hey, where'd that car come from? Oh, that's Smith Brothers across the road. Oh, okay. Because you're advertising for them. They see who's driving the car. It's advertisement. It's advertisement. It's advertisement. I don't have a problem with them. And most of y'all don't either. Really, you don't have a problem with young guys. They're working. I mean, they're playing football. They're putting in their time because you have to put in time to build your image because, like, what's Ryan Williams' image this year? What's his NIL value? It is terrible. He was terrible this year. Jam Miller's image, not real good. But you go out there and work at it and be good and make a shine and go out there and be bright as everybody on the field, then your image shines. Your likeness, who you are, your name. I don't have a problem with them guys doing that. But I think I know what you're talking about, Mr. Bacon. You're talking about just straight up, hey, Ty Simpson, Lane Kiffin here. Heard you entered the draft there, probably going to go pro, or I know y'all got beat the other day. I just thought I'd give you a shout. I bet we'd pay you some money. We'd start the bidding about $5 million if you come here and play quarterback for me at LSU. I'll get you draft pick bumped up from probably 70 to probably 25 next year. That'll average you about 4 or 5 more million. If you'll come back and play, I'll give you $5 million now. You could go out right now and make 8 if you get picked 75 somewhere in there, 75th or something. But if you come back, I'll bump you up, and I'll have your NIL deal so big, get you $10 million on the NIL deal. Because the Sorsby kid, Mr. Bacon at Texas Tech, he got $10 million up front, $5 million a year, 1% of Campbell Oil stock for life. He's a lifetime member of Campbell Oil. 1%. 1%. Yeah, we hope Ryan's going to get in there and get better. Jacob Pritchett Jr. was suspended remainder of 2025 season. Be back. Yep, sure enough. It's good. Hey, DeBoer's they're like, he's a discipline them. That boy, what was it he did? He got in trouble for it wasn't something terrible. By God, he didn't kick him off the team. He said, you're done for the year. You can stay, and we'll bring you back. I like that. If you don't, man, don't. You guys, I don't know Saban. He was the ultimate second giver. He give coach a second chance. Sark, Lane, those guys were junk whoremongers. And without Saban, neither one of them would be where they're at. And that's just 2 stories that we know. There's hundreds. I've seen players talk about it. Mark Ingram said there's hundreds of stories of players that Saban had guys pull them out of the streets when the cops going to put them in a car for something. You get busted with a joint. No, I got it. I'll take care of it. And went on and had great lives and become good men because he gave them a second chance. So I like that. I think it works out good for everybody. Will Anderson made the comment to Coach Saban, you see this, we're not. Oh, yeah, I did. I see that. That was good. So talking about some of these guys, Drake Kirkpatrick and them, Coming back. Trayshawn Brown. Guys, this is a tailback out of Texas, 5'10", 195 pounds. He was a top 100 pick out of high school. He run the ball some at Texas last year. There'll be another back to add to the room for Bama. That'll give him 4, 5 in total. Also, Caleb Smith. He's a 3-star guy. The kid come out of Washington. He'll come on and probably play some defensive line for them. He may play a bandit position, maybe 6'4", 265. Could. Ty Haywood. He had committed to Bama year before, and supposedly somebody's parent made him go to Michigan. So he went to Michigan, 4-star kid out of high school, 6'5", about 290, 300 pounds. He's a good addition. He only played 50 or 60 snaps. But if he's good as people said like he was, coming out of school where he was recruited by Bama already, he was a 5-star. Then he dropped down to a 4. After going to Michigan, he lost some of his luster because he didn't play a lot. This Noah Rogers kid, 6'2", 195-pound wide receiver out of North Carolina State. Bama you need some people, man. You need some guys that – he seems like a good player. I think he can come in and probably contribute. He'll take the place of Horton. Horton was a 500-yard guy. This guy's a 450-yard guy. Yeah, we'll see. Not a bad addition. He was a top 100 player out of high school also. Another defensive lineman, Kedrick B. Jones, 6'4", 295 pounds. He was a 4-star kid coming out of Mississippi State. He's set for Alabama. And that's kind of that. Make sure y'all like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. Hit those thumbs up for new people coming by, man. We sure do appreciate it. Auburn Tigers. A lot of players from USF. New guys that wasn't USF players that I've kept up with here last day or two. Auburn's added offensive tackle, 240-pound guy, 6'5", out of Oregon State, Jacob Strand. Guys, we the evaluation period and time, all that's kind of really over. It don't matter what their stars are. He's trying to fill out a 105-man roster. 105. You can have 105 on the team now. And most right now, I know between Bama and Auburn, they got about 80, 75 or 80 kids right now. They had 85 used to be the limit. Now it's 105. So Auburn they just added a guy from Oregon State. We'll just say that. 6'5", 240, boom. I was kind of surprised this, man. They lost a running back, Alston. He headed out. He went to La Tech. He was a 4-star tailback. Played some last year. I liked him. I remember watching videos of him coming to Auburn. Played at, was it UConn? Where he come from? But he probably hit the bricks because the kid from Baylor, the Bryson Washington kid, come in. He was a 4-star kid, 6 foot, 185 pound, out of Texas. He's going to be a redshirt sophomore. He rushed for 50 yards against Auburn, so that don't sound real good. But Auburn had a pretty good defense last year, so we'll see. You just got to you can pick and have fun with your rival school, Tennessee, Georgia, whatever. But right now, honestly, guys, there's a 105-man roster. When stars don't even – I'm just trying to put together a good football team. There's like 5,000 kids in the roster in the portal. And we're just trying to fill some players up just to find at least to go, golly, could you imagine getting on a computer and scrolling through 5,000 or 10,000 kids and trying to find – I couldn't imagine that these coaches. I would go nuts. Now, I know they have probably like grad assistants and some young players to look through, and some of the coaches that give them like, we're looking for this, this size and weight, at least narrow it down to 20, and then I'll get it, And so it's just luck of the draw. It's just luck of the draw. Quarterbacks wise, Tristan Tyler, 6'3", 180 pounds. He's a freshman. He was a 3-star kid playing out of California. Played at Oregon State. Auburn picked him up. They got to have quarterbacks, man. You can't have 2 quarterbacks. This will give them – I think this will give them 4 now. They have this kid, this Tiala guy, of course, Brown, and then they had the backup from USF, and then I think there was one of the young guys stayed. I don't know now. He may have. Y'all can look it up. I don't think he left. The one, because I know Ashton and Jackson left and Deuce. But they had a young guy there. He may have left too. I think he stayed though. Okay. Tight end here, Jake Johnson, a junior from North Carolina, 3-star guy. This is Auburn. I had some new guys here in the past day or yesterday. And they got a D lineman, a kid from App State, St. Federal. Guys, you just got to you got to have a practice team. You got to have bodies out there. And guys, you don't want to practice with garbage cans like small high schools do around the state. That's embarrassing. To be defensive line and have to do drills against the offensive line, you got garbage cans out there. You got to recruit people, man. You got to recruit people. Yeah. Auburn they lost everybody, man. They're in a bad spot. And he's adding some guys. Look, and Golish his system and how he plays worked well down there in the AAC conference, playing Memphis and North Texas and those top schools. And the way football is now, and I don't mean this respectfully, I don't mean this as a shot at Auburn at all, because I just talk about this a lot, how different football is. Football has been watered down for 10 years, at least 8. It's been really different, man. You ain't seen the type. I did a whole little, 5-minute clip on, where's the Jonathan Allens at? Where's Rolando McClain's? Where's the Cam Newtons? Where's even a No Sean Marino, a Matt Stafford, or Marcus Lattimore's? Where's Javier Arenas'? And where's the Pouncey twin? Where's them kind of guys at, them athletes? This football is watered down a lot. So these guys they've got from South Florida, I think it could work out fine because they know the offense. And just if you can just get some guys together and know the plays, and they'll show up and practice for you every day and try. And this kind of football that's a little different now, like it has been for years and years. And it's just getting a little worse. And we see in the NFL, y'all watch NFL a little bit. I don't watch a lot of NFL, but this time of year I start getting into it a little bit more because college football is going away. And then USFL come around. I watch a little Birmingham Stallions. I'm going to watch McCarron. I'm going to cheer my guy on. May go down to the game sometime, catch a warm day in April. Auburn needs some people that can catch the ball. That would help a lot. And some of that just comes from reps doing it and doing things the right way and being focused on what you're doing. I think Ryan Williams, talking about hands, I think Ryan, it's in his head. It's not his ability, because it's the thing, like you send your kid to school and your kid comes home with a, good grade on this paper, for first report card, and his next report card comes in and it's like bad. And you're like, bro, you went from an A in English to an F. Now, I can understand dropping a grade because they may have changed some stuff up and you had to learn some new stuff. How do you go from an A to an F? You just quit. Yeah. Ryan went from an A to a D. F, because he showed up in the Rose Bowl. I appreciate him making some catches and trying, because a lot of them guys didn't try. I think they have some divide in the locker room. I think there's some money stuff come up that week going into the game, because you knew the portal's coming open. Players done went to the coaches. And these guys that are starting, like Yancey Pierre, that's playing, that's still there, they're like, well, yeah, we can give him $1 million. Well, Quay Russo come in, I want my $1 million, man. And they're like, look, man, we put the film on, and you're going to grade out a third-round NFL guy if you think you can leave. We can't pay you the same thing we're paying him. He graded out better. We put in a computer, watch the film, the computer grades this stuff, and we have pro graders. You didn't grade as high. I can't pay he's $1 million and pay you $1 million. We can't just overpay for players. I know all the other 131 fans of other schools are not going to say that scripted there in New Jersey. Oh, I don't mean nothing anymore. Ain't no brand Alabama. We ain't got no band, Randy. That to them it don't, but it still does. They're just being foolish and just chirping because they hate Alabama because everybody hates Alabama. Why do you think Alabama games get the most views? It ain't because there's a bunch of Alabama fans. It's because all the other teams are hate watching. They're sick of seeing Alabama win. We have 4 years of Bama Clemson, Bama Clemson, Bama Clemson. People are sick of that. They don't want to see Alabama win no more. They're like, well, y'all had enough. You fat kid in the front, you just keep standing up there eating all the ice cream. Can somebody else please do something? They weren't never going to beat Indiana. They want some different blood in there, man. They want this fun story, something you talk about on TV. Signetti, we can use that. He come from the Saban train. You know, they've been accused of pulling film from the cloud, looking at practices of other teams. I'm just saying, they've been accused. Don't mean it's true. Don't mean it's true at all. It's sad, Zach says, how the Ashton Daniels red-shirted situation turned out for Auburn. Like, who's the better quarterback, Brown or Daniels? Spring could have decided that. I told Auburn fans when they didn't let him play the game before the Iron Bowl, you were messing up. What do you know, fool, clown? You just hate Auburn. You don't want him to play. No, I'm talking football, jackwagon. Just because I know more about it than you do. These people that run their talkers, their squawk boxes, are watchers. They watch their team, and that's all they do. And they think they know everything about all. I watch all the teams, and I do this every day, not just on Saturday. Every day. Every day I do this. He should have played the week before Iron Bowl in that game against Mercer. But why? He lost his red shirt. I said, it ain't going to matter. You're going to get a new coach anyway, and he probably ain't going to keep him because he ain't that great. He's okay. I didn't say he's bad. Now, don't give me those. Don't come out on the freaking docks, LeBron fans. LeBron's a GOAT. No, he's not the GOAT. Michael Jordan's a GOAT. LeBron's good. Oh, he's a GOAT. We can't just say somebody's good anymore. They use these words like ever. He's the best ever. It don't have to be the best ever. Daniels is a good quarterback, but he was not going to stay because the new coach was going to let him go. That's why he should have played against Mercer to keep him in rhythm through practice with the ones and play practice game before to play Mercer to stay in the swing of things. Instead of just throwing the ball, he could still took all the first-team reps, but you know he couldn't because Deuce come in and played. He had to have reps with the first team because that boy is not a good passer. You're going to see it on Miss. It ain't going to turn out so well for him over there. Watch, see how much he plays next year. He better figure it out and fix it during this time right now. But they should have played Ashton that Mercer game because it kept him in rhythm to get ready to go play Bama because it proves my point. What happened to old Daniels in the first quarter? Auburn ran about 3 different sets of plays, not 3 plays, 3 sets. And they punted every time. Daniels was ducking the defenders before they would sack him. They were diving in on him. He was ducking them. He was not in rhythm to play. Should have played him. Now, they all look like jackwagons. Yeah. J.D. Shellnut. Yeah, I saw that. That would be. They need somebody, man. Auburn fans, y'all can't complain. You just gotta get it. Go dogs, sick 'em. I love that commercial. Ain't that commercial? That's freaking hilarious. Yeah, never know. Oh God, no. Yeah, I know that's crazy. He don't look, man. He should have won the Heisman. That now you asked me now about a Heisman's talk. I'll give that. The Heisman's supposed to be for the most exciting player. I thought Pavia was the most exciting player. That's my opinion. Now Mendoza should have won the Davey O'Brien Award, the best quarterback. I dig it, man. Yeah, he is a good quarterback. He processes well. He don't turn the ball over a whole lot. He's good for a pick a game. He's not elite but he just gets the job done. They got a good run. They got a good run game, and they play good on defense. So yeah, Pavia coming back? No, bro, just go and get a job up there at Ray Slaughterhouse, and you know, he is he back at Oklahoma? I thought. Where's he going, guys? Where is Mateer at? I thought he left. I know Paubla from Missouri. He left and went somewhere. Peyote from Missouri. John Material receives and offers hits. I don't know. Trying to make sure he ain't in there now. Going back to John Material. 1 hour ago, officially returning. Okay, thank you, Ben. Officially returning for 2026 season. Oklahoma QB will officially return, says a Sooner this season. The team announced today. Thank you. All right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Look, hey, what are they? Bearcats or whatever. St. Louis. You got the Texas Outlaw team. Birmingham Stallions, AJ. They got Matt Campbell. Or is it Matt Corral or Matt Corral? Yeah. Yeah, John Money Mateer. He's not really. He needs to play a lot more football. He's got a lot to learn, man. He's got a lot to learn. Man, what a good time we've had up here tonight. We're just breaking it down, having a good time. I like it. What else is there? Yeah, portal stuff. And linebacker Styles joins the Buckeye Stars, declaring for the draft. Moore opted out. He's going to stay. Virginia Tech dropped the James Madison game due to that new ACC schedule. Coach Fish of Washington heartfelt talks about keeping Williams the quarterback to suspend prediction. Oh, wait a minute. This just come out late last night. NCAA asked for federal regulator body Wednesday to stop prediction markets from offering trades on college sports until more safeguards are in place. I'll employ you to suspend collegiate sport prediction markets until a more robust system is appropriately and safeguards is in place. Baker identified several areas where he believes prediction markets need additional safeguards: age restrictions, advertising restrictions, and bodies such as NCAA restrictions on prop bets, harm reduction in resources, and anti-harassment measures. So what you're saying is, he also said predictions of market operators are not required to report integrity concerns to other operators through their intermediate areas and remarks of the sports books in most states. So they don't have to turn in this stuff, and yeah, they don't, because it's kind of a shady market. So-called prediction markets are offering what anyone can see is unregulated betting on college games. We need federal regulations to stabilize. No, we don't. I'm from the government. I'm here to help. Ronald Reagan said that's the worst thing you could ever hear. Major sports leagues have so far been split on the questions of prediction markets. NFL has expressed its concerns about the industry's rise to Congress, while the NHL and UFC have inked deals with college and prediction market companies Polymarket. Mark Ingram, Dominic Sue, Aaron Donald enter College Football Hall of Fame. That's pretty awesome, ain't it? I think was Trent in that class too? I saw Trent Rich on there, maybe not. Yeah, congratulations, Mark Ingram. Shoot, man, he is Mr. Alabama, well deserved. He don't you don't see nothing about Mark Ingram like these other busters over there at Alabama. These other wannabe old school dudes that thought they won one and there's something special, or some buster running back that nobody really knows who he is except fans. He's out there, running his teeth and spilling out garbage all over the place, down in his university, down in his brothers and players in Crimson. Mark Ingram's a real one. Mark Ingram just, hey, look, we need to run the ball. Yeah, we need to get better up front. But he ain't on there. Man, them coaches suck. They need to fire everybody. Don't forget to text me, Zach, and I'll tell you what podcast it is off air. So that's some news. Congratulations again, Mark Ingram, on College Football Hall of Fame, and Dominic Sue also. Wow. Yeah, that Dominic Sue. Woo. Man, good Lord. Pay for play. Oh, here's the CSC. This come out yesterday evening. CSC, my sense is that the vast majority of schools want to sign this deal. But I suspect if a school wants this, you're thinking, why am I going to – well, I had blocked it. And you're thinking that why am I going to stick my neck out if other schools won't also sign it, Seeley said. If there was a time to stick out your neck, it's now. In late November, the CSC, talked to somebody about it the other day, they said CSC is not even real. It's like, dude, I talked to a guy that recruits freaking high school players. We talk about this. The CSC is real. It's College Sports Commission. They're the middle between that's keeping an eye on all this money that's supposed to be flying around. There's people getting investigated this week. So here it is. The CSC sent out its university participation agreements, an 11-page document that all 68 schools from the 4 largest Division I conferences need to sign for it to go into effect. It outlines the CSC role in the monitoring how schools pay out the $20.5 million that all schools have that they're allowed to spend on players' name, image, and likeness, and looks at how the CSC regulates its third-party payout players. That goes to all sports. That's not just football money. Volleyball, rowing team, soccer, baseball, all of it, basketball. But the most continuous part of this agreement is language that forbids schools from suing the agency. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is directing that states' schools not to sign it and called the arrangement a power grab. Other than state AGs followed suit. On Tuesday, school president Arizona, Washington VTech, and Georgia Bulldogs released a statement urging the colleagues to sign anyway. Stability is not created by new rules alone, but by willingness to live by them, the statement read. Let's read that again. Slow down. What'd you say, Matt? Stability is not created by new rules alone, but by the willingness to live by them. Seeley latched onto that with a plea of his own to a roomful of college sports ambassadors. Administrators spoke out to say, and Seeley added, I'm not of the belief that college sports is fundamentally broken and the sky is falling. But there are definitely problems, Seeley said. Then he did add on, no one from the outside is coming to fix those problems. We'll either collectively come together to fix those problems or they're not going to get fixed. Seeley said the CSC is talking about to the conferences about tweaking some of the language and the FAR feedback, he called it, to be fair, while cautioning that others' proposed changes would water down the document down so much that it is now has no enforcement to it at all and would make it meaningless. So we don't know when that help is coming, and in the meantime, we need to be working hard collectively to try to fix this. CSC, yeah, I heard about that too. here's something. I'm glad you brought that up. Man, we got a great crowd tonight. Give yourself a round of applause and hit the thumbs up. What a great group we got here in the locker room. 24 teams. And here's the thing about this, the Baconator. Let me make sure I get this right. So I just read a thing on this about an hour early this morning, about 4 o'clock when I get up, 4:30. Yeah, I'm an early guy. I'm early. I get up too early. Petitti's running this, the Big Ten commish. He's running it. Greg Sankey thought he was going to be big boss and come in with his chain outside his shirt. He's going to come in and be, gangster. Greg Sankey, SEC. Petitti said, tuck that chain in, man, when you come in my room. Don't come here that chain out. Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. My bad. You sit down over here. Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mr. Petitti. Mr. Petitti says, all right, look, man, here's how it's going to be. I'm running the Big Ten. I'm running the nation now, college football, and all you going to shut up and do what I say, because here's what's going to happen. What's going to happen is I'm going to let you fools go ahead and play that 16-team conference next year, but it won't be for 2, because if I sign and go for 1 year for the 16-team next year for this 26 season, 27 and 28 will for sure be 24-team. We're not messing around 2 years and 16-team, and I won't sign it. We'll just go 24 next year and not even do 16. And that's what I'm agreeing to. I'll agree to 1 year of the 16-team playoff, but not 2, because we're going to 24. Well, good gracious, Matt, why? All right, see you, bro. Appreciate you coming by. Sunday at 6, we'll be back on talk about the title game. So what are you talking about? Well, because you know what he's trying to do, because if they even go to 16 teams, because we all know we could look at the top 16 by the end of the year, who it was. How many Big Ten teams was in there? Not a whole lot. I mean, Illinois, Iowa, Oregon, Ohio State, Indiana, 5, 6. USC wouldn't even in the top 16. He's wanting to get all his Big Ten teams in these bowl games. They're going to feel all the bowl games is going to be SEC versus Big Ten, or Big Ten versus ACC, or Big Ten versus Big 12. He's squaring off the market right now. He's drawn the line in the sand, and Sankey has to tuck his chain in and tuck out something else between his legs when he gets in the ring with him, because Petitti is running it. Petitti told Sankey, you will play 9 conference games next year, Greg. Oh, yes, sir, Mr. Petitti. We're going to get to 9 right away, sir. We're working on it. Yes, sir. You're playing 9. We played 9. Oh, yes, sir. I know. And yes, in your conference, I know they have unranked teams. Like you have about 4 good teams and the other 20 are garbage, but I understand, sir. Well, our scheduling ranking, Zach, tell them what the overall ranking of strength of schedule for the conference is for SEC now. It's going to be about 7th with 9 conference games being played. Big Ten already has played 9 conference games. What is their strength of schedule by conference already? We're talking about strength of record, blah, 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 the teams they play, the win and losses, records of the teams they play from the mighty Indiana, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, maybe Michigan too. That's it. 47th, because their middle teams, those Rutgers and Marylands and UCLAs and whatever, they're bad. Our middles are like – our middle this year was like Tennessee, LSU, maybe like a Florida, Miami, Mississippi State. Jesus Christ, what I'm getting. 46 notifications. Somebody must have committed. So, yeah, what's the whole point of that then? Bama's got a lot of visitors tomorrow. Bunch of linemen. So, yeah. Sankey's bowed his head to Petitti. He's running the league. Big Ten's not their middle teams are they're really bad. Like their middle teams are like Arkansas. Like they got like six or eight teams that are they don't have. And they said, well, man, they still had 6-6 records. They went to bowls or. But what talent's on those teams? Like, do you see any like NFL guys coming from Jay Lorenzo, Minnesota, John Sky, tackle, Rutgers? What? No, I don't know. Do you know any guys from Minnesota? Rutgers is like announcing who they are and where they're from. They're from freaking Rutgers or Minnesota's or ain't none from Indiana. Them dudes, they're already too grown. They're as old as NFL players now. They already beat up so bad in college. The NFL ain't going to want them. So that's what's going to happen. 128 team playoff. It starts September and it's going to include in January. Last season opener, you're done. Yeah, lose the season. Well, if you're going to, this 2014 playoff, what it's going to be is you 3 or 4 lost teams are going to get in. It's going to be so watered down. Auburn couldn't score very well. If they could have got Nix to call plays for them, their defense was pretty legit last year, man. Auburn was top 5. They were 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 all year long in defense, nationally ranked defense. Bama was between 5, 8, and they finished 9 overall in the nation, 9th ranked defense. And I think Bama will be good next year with the guys they got coming back. Auburn's going to be in. They got their DBs, the guys that had experience. Champ Anthony and them. Strode left. I think Pleasant left too, which I didn't like him. He's a flag machine. He gets penalties all the time. Auburn's going to be in a tough spot. They may be able to score the ball because all the offensive players they got that knows how to play for Coach Golish. But I don't know about stopping. I don't know, man. It's going to be an interesting year. Come back Sunday night and we'll yak about Miami, Indiana. Y'all be thinking about it. Get your scores ready to go on the page, everybody. Yeah. And one of those 7 non-cons has to be a Power 5. You got to have a bye week. So, yeah. You got to have a bye week in there somewhere. Like, you got to play 9 SEC teams automatically. Then you have to play 1 Power 5. So Bama's playing Florida State, for example. They always play a Power 5 somebody like Wisconsin's or, What it's going to hurt, guys, this is what it's going to hurt. The regular people like us are just regular old working Americans that just trying to pay the bills and buy some groceries and sit here on our phones and watch old big head here talk about football. I appreciate it. We're just trying to get by and make it. And the only games we can go to as fans is to spring games. Well, they've cut that out. Thank you, Auburn, for bringing back a spring game so people can go to a game and watch their players that they love. Some of them that stayed and hung around Auburn, they want to go see them. These kids want to see their favorite players. Alabama killed it. They're going to have a freaking concert or, I don't know, something there at the stadium. I don't like it because it kills the thing of us normal people being able to go see our team play and to have a homecoming game where we play Chattanooga, where we can buy tickets. Me and all my family, I could buy tickets for me, wife, and son. We all got in for $120 and got to take my son to Alabama homecoming, see the parade, get some pizza, eat over there down on the strip, go buy him a cool houndstooth hat and make memories, have a good time. We go down there a couple of times for spring games. We went for, I think, 2 homecoming games. That's going to be over. We played freaking Oklahoma for homecoming. You know how them tickets were? It's like $400 just to walk in the game. Who can afford that? Just buy a dozen eggs for $9. A loaf of bread, if you don't get the cheap, if you want something decent, it's $5. We can't afford to go to these games as it is now. We can't afford it. I'm going to break my chain out. I'm going to be petite. Tony Petiti, Big Ten. I run this up in here. My name Tad Al. Yeah. Yeah. I think I could associate that like any team that's in the, like Big 12 or some of those teams, but it's going to kill that Eastern Illinois game. It's going to do away with the Bama and Chattanooga games. So where you can afford tickets to go to those games, man. I can't. Just got hard, man. Just got tough. All right, we've been in here long enough tonight. I've bothered y'all enough, I guess. We appreciate y'all for coming by and hanging out. It's been a good show, man. This is y'all. Show's good because of y'all. So I'm gonna hit the thumbs up. Let me go hit the thumbs up right now. I'm gonna hit the thumbs up myself right here for y'all. Boom, right here. See that? Bam. I'm gonna go in the comments. No, what are you doing? Appreciate all of you. Love y'all very much, man. Been a heck of a ride tonight. Over and hit some love over there. Appreciate y'all. We'll be back for Big Show Sunday. The Big Show. Indiana, Miami. We'll break it down. We'll lay the case out in front of the court, being you. And we will make our guess and our judgment based on good evidence. So y'all do your studying. Go get some evidence up. Yeah, I know. We don't want to go to a losing game, do we, Zach? And study up and tell me who's going to win it, man. Let's get some good evidence. Is Carson Beck going to be able to have enough offensive weapons? Is Miami's defense, are they enough to slow down Indiana? Is Mendoza just too much of a psycho killer, completing, 70% of his passes, 80%? Is their run game going to be able to hold in there? How's Indiana's defense do against Beck? Because Miami's got a good defense. I mean, Indiana, well, they do, but Indiana's got a good defense too. Their D-backs ain't that very good, but can Beck push the ball up the field and expose Indiana's DBs? That's all they're lacking. Just somebody that'll throw the ball around on them. Bama could have done it, but they couldn't get the line to block. Can Miami run the ball, and can Indiana – they're going to have to stop each other run games a lot. It seems like Indiana's they've had the easier path getting there, and they've been able to score the points on the teams. So Miami's going to have a tough time, I think, I just don't know if I trust Beck enough. I don't know if he's got enough juice to, lead the team out there late in the game like they did. They did it though, man. They beat Ole Miss that way. But this ain't Ole Miss. Ole Miss ain't Indiana. That's what worries me a little bit about them. Beck worries me a little bit. If he can hang on late when the game stays, it's just going to be about when the game's close, who can keep getting up and not quit. Say, okay, just one more series, man. Let's just go out here and do one more series just for us, man. That's what it's going to be about. We'll break it more down. We'll get down in the weeds with it. We'll get up under the hood, look under there deeply. Guys, appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you Sunday night live at 6. May get Diamond Dean on here. He may be freed up Sunday. We'll get here and talk about Indiana, Miami. I kind of just knee-jerk reaction being like, if I'm just picking like, man, you pick right now, I'll put your brains all over that camera. If I'm picking right now, I'm picking Indiana. I'd pick Indiana right now. I just trust their process of offense a little bit more right now than I do Miami's. Beck, man, he'll get in there and screw one up on you. If he has one of them nights, man, I've seen him do it. He'll go in there and have a 2 or 3 pick night game. And of course, if he does, they're beat. But if he can take care of the ball and they can run it on Indiana and get up, kitty pup in that 100-yard rushing area and keep the ball like they did with Ole Miss, they just didn't give in Ole Miss the ball. They kept the ball a lot. They had the ball over 30, 40 minutes, I think. And no matter how good you think Mendoza is, and I don't think he's that good, but however good you think he is, if he's on the sidelines and you're, just tick, 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 ticking down the field, they can't win if they ain't got the ball. They can't win if they ain't got the ball. They could do it, Zach. I do appreciate the kind words. Love all you guys. Appreciate it. See y'all Sunday. Peace.